Walking into your dream job promotion, heart pounding with excitement, only to lock eyes with your new boss and realize, he's the father who abandoned you as a kid. Yeah, that's the wild twist that flipped Alex Carter's world upside down. Let me take you through this insane story step by step. Alex was just 26, living in Seattle, and he'd grown up in a cozy but tough little home with his single mom. She worked 2 jobs to keep the lights on, always smiling through the exhaustion. Alex never knew his dad, only heard the name James Harlan a few times, saw a couple of faded pictures tucked away in a drawer. Mom said James left when Alex was a baby, chasing some big dreams that didn't include a family. It hurt, sure, but Alex turned that pain into fuel. He studied hard, aced school, and landed an entry-level gig at Technova, this buzzing tech company downtown. Coding all day, fixing bugs, dreaming of climbing the ladder. He was the guy who stayed late, helped his teammates, and never complained. After a solid year, his hard work paid off. They promoted him to team lead. This is it, Alex thought, my fresh start. On his first day in the new role, the whole office buzzed. There was a big meeting with the CEO himself coming down to welcome the new leads. Alex straightened his tie, practiced his smile in the bathroom mirror. He walked into the conference room, shook hands with folks, and then, the CEO entered. Tall guy, silver hair, sharp suit. James Harlan. Alex froze. Those eyes, that jawline, it was like staring at an older version of himself. His heart slammed against his ribs. How? Why here? He managed to sit through the meeting, nodding along, but inside, a storm raged. Questions flooded his mind. Did James know? Was this some cruel joke from the universe? As the day went on, Alex pieced it together. James had built Technova from nothing, turned it into a powerhouse. He'd left Alex's mom thinking he couldn't provide, too young and broke back then. But life had circled back in the weirdest way. Now, Alex had to report to this man, hide his shock, and act normal. Every email, every meeting, it felt like walking on eggshells. He went home that night, stared at those old photos, anger bubbling up. Why now? He whispered. But deep down, a tiny spark of curiosity flickered. What if this was fate's way of fixing things? So, Alex is reeling from this bombshell. His boss is his dad, the guy who vanished years ago. But he couldn't just quit, he'd worked too hard for this job. He decided to keep it secret, at least for now. Bury the emotions, focus on work. Easier said than done. The next few weeks were a blur. As team lead, Alex dove into projects, leading brainstorming sessions, debugging code late into the night. James, the CEO, was hands-on, popping into meetings with that booming voice and quick wit. Everyone admired him. He was the visionary who turned ideas into millions. But for Alex, every interaction was torture. He'd catch James glancing at him oddly, like he was trying to place a familiar face. Great work on that app update, Alex, James said once, clapping him on the shoulder. Alex mumbled thanks, his stomach twisting. Resentment simmered. How could this man act so casual after ditching his family? At home, Alex confided in his mom over late-night calls. Mom, it's him. James is my boss. She gasped, then went quiet. Be careful, honey. He left us for a reason. She shared more details she'd hidden. James was ambitious, dreamed of tech stardom, but panicked when she got pregnant. He sent money sporadically at first, then nothing. Alex's anger grew, but so did confusion. Why did James look so regretful sometimes? Work tension ramped up. A big project deadline loomed, and Alex's team struggled. James called him in for a one-on-one. You remind me of someone, James said, leaning back in his leather chair. Alex's pulse raced. Really? Who? He played it cool, but inside, panic. James shrugged it off, praising Alex's skills. "You've got real potential. Stick with it." Alex nodded, but resentment boiled. How dare he mentor me now, after missing my whole life? Nights were rough. Alex tossed in bed, replaying childhood memories, birthdays without a dad, school events where he envied other kids. Yet, watching James at work, he saw glimpses of kindness, helping interns, donating to charities. It messed with his head. Was James a monster, or just a flawed guy who messed up? The confusion built, like a pressure cooker. Little did Alex know, James was piecing things together too, noticing the last name, Carter, his ex's maiden name, and those eerily similar features. Suspicion crept in, setting the stage for an explosion. Things were getting intense for Alex, working under his secret dad, battling a whirlwind of emotions. Anger at the abandonment, resentment over the lost years, and this nagging confusion about who James really was. But life at Technova didn't slow down, if anything, it sped up. The big project hit snags, bugs in the code, team burnout. Alex pushed through, leading late-night huddles, but his mind wandered. During a strategy meeting, James praised him again. "Alex, your ideas are spot on. You think like I did at your age." The words stung like salt in a wound. Alex forced a smile, but inside, he screamed, "You have no idea why." He started avoiding one-on-ones, burying himself in work to dodge the familiarity. James, though, couldn't shake the feeling. He dug a bit, checked Alex's resume, saw the Seattle birthplace. Memories flooded back, his whirlwind romance with Alex's mom, the fear that drove him away. Could it be? He wondered. He tested the waters subtly, asking Alex about his family during coffee breaks. "Grew up with just my mom," Alex said curtly, changing the subject. James's suspicion grew. He even pulled out old photos, comparing them. The resemblance was uncanny. Tension peaked during a company retreat. Team-building games, bonfires, everyone bonding. Alex and James ended up on the same hike group. As they trekked, James opened up a little. "I regret some choices in my past. Left people behind I shouldn't have." Alex's fists clenched. "Yeah? Like what?" James sighed. "Family stuff. Thought I was doing them a favor by leaving." Alex bit his tongue, rage bubbling. That night, by the fire, James stared at him longer, piecing it together. "Carter, your mom's name?" Alex froze, then lied, "Common name." Back at the office, the strain showed. Alex snapped at a teammate, unusual for him. His performance dipped slightly, and James noticed. A private email, "Come see me. Let's talk." Alex dreaded it, but went. James probed gently, "You seem off. Anything bothering you?" Alex deflected, but the walls were cracking. He confided in a work buddy, who urged him to confront it. "Man, this is movie-level drama. Talk to him." But fear held Alex back, fear of rejection, of opening old wounds. Meanwhile, James hired a PI discreetly, confirming his hunch. Shock hit him hard, his son, right under his nose. Guilt crashed in waves. He had to make it right, but how? The air thickened with unspoken truths, building to a breaking point. The pressure finally burst for Alex and James, father and son, boss and employee, strangers with a shared bloodline. It all came to a head in the most unexpected way. One stormy evening, after hours, Alex stayed late debugging code. James wandered the empty office, wrestling with his discovery. He knocked on Alex's door. "Got a minute?" Alex looked up, exhausted. "Sure, boss." James closed the door, face pale. "I know who you are, Alex. You're my son." The words hung heavy. Alex's world spun. "How?" James pulled out an old photo, Alex as a toddler, with him and his mom. I hired someone to check. The dates, the name, it fits. Tears welled in Alex's eyes. You left us. I grew up without a dad because you bailed. Anger poured out, years of pain, the what-ifs. James listened, head bowed. I was young, scared. Thought you'd be better off without me dragging you down. I sent money at first, but your mom stopped accepting it. I built this company dreaming of success, but it cost me everything. He apologized, voice cracking. I'm sorry, son. I never stopped regretting it. They talked for hours, James sharing his side, the loneliness of his climb, Alex venting the fatherless milestones. It was raw, messy, but cathartic. James offered to step back, even resign if needed. No, Alex said finally. I want to know you now. Forgiveness didn't come easy, but it started there, a hug, awkward but real. In the weeks that followed, they rebuilt slowly. Lunches where James shared stories, advice without the boss hat. Alex introduced him to his mom tentatively, old wounds healed bit by bit. At work, they kept it professional, but the tension eased. Alex thrived, channeling the connection into motivation. Life's irony hit home, the man who left became the one who lifted him up. They bonded over tech talks, family dinners, making up for lost time. Alex learned James wasn't a villain, just human, flawed like anyone. The moral? Life throws curveballs that force us to face the past. Forgiveness isn't forgetting, it's choosing connection over pain. It turned Alex's resentment into a real relationship, proving sometimes, the universe knows exactly what it's doing. If you've got a wild family twist like this, drop it in the comments. Hit like if this story got you thinking, and subscribe for more real-life dramas. Thanks for watching.